Okay, here we are, folks. It's the latest and greatest. I'm probably going to throw 3 videos up today. The 2 others will be kind of like just news briefs of what's going on, and then you can always go to my Beano reports. I've showed you how to go there. You can. Anybody got any news links? And then sorry about the audio there because the idea that I just hurry up and record. So there's all the info for what you need to know about the next eclipse that we got coming around. And so if you got any news links, just send them to me. Everybody can report the news, so send them to me and we'll get them on there and we'll have all the news in the world on Beano Reports. So as far as space today, the sun's been real calm, so I'll be taking a look for the last month or so or anything recent. You got to remember Centauri B and A. Okay? And it's only 4 point something light years away, and I'll get to that here in a second. We'll zoom in on it here as much as we can, and I think I already got that one set up as close in as we can get it and everything like that. And there's basically a map. And the deal with my comments, the comments have started to reappear on my videos. So we'll factual, actual, and then people have ways of sending messages, video games and so forth. This is old archives there. Pretty much all this stuff's pretty old. Fuji and Malin, I think. These are actual, that's a telescope shot though, actual fact. This here is just basically someone sending a message on any name player. Try not to use names. There's in an airplane and then an artist rendition to cover it up that somebody's up in an airplane actually looking at what celestial is going on. Because that's factually Rigel's, and I'll basically go here to it in a few. Appreciate this guy's deal. I got artistical rights, the idea that if you got anything on the internet, you can go ahead and get it. I always have pictures enough where it's always going to be fact information that I'm giving you if there's a picture and so forth and stuff. So we got this shot here of Rigel, and then we can go into this here blow up of it. So it's actually out there and it's only 4 point something light years away. We'll get down to that info in a little bit. Keep going through the shots here. So this guy calls this place a Sword of Orions, and I'm just going to keep it that way, and you can basically, you can put that in and you'll find it on just about any search you do. And then he's got a very good, that you can go ahead and click to, and I'll probably maybe try to put a link to this guy's link into my data, because basically you'll have a lot of pictures, even other stuff as he notes there, and then we'll go up through this and you can read it. I'm not going to blab off everything. You can read the screen and freeze it. He goes through what he's been collecting over the actual telescope shots, ladies and gentlemen. So that's that guy's deal out there on the internet. He had that good shot there of Rigel there. Trying to get over to Antares here real fast. There you go. Sizes and so forth. There's a shot of the night sky. Looks like it's out of probably New Mexico or Arizona. I picked up a 35mm camera the other day and realize how much that we're off in and out. This is how you can get faked out, ladies and gentlemen. Those are bulbs, and then you know what you know. I won't be telling you that. But you can look up the model of a Dorsey, and they make good products. Don't get faked out by fake moons and so forth in the night, or images, someone trying to make themselves out to be a UFO, abduct you or whatever. Because factual that they do a very big, bright, as we'll show you right here, of faking you out. So somebody could sit there and say, there's a spacecraft up in there, and then boom, boom, you see. So stick the actual fact, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on in the world. That there's a picture they don't want you to see too much. That's not our sun. That is the sun of Alpha Centauri A and so forth. And if you listen to my audio through this, remember, don't get faked out. There's a chart of a lot of the planets up, and I think I can go down a little bit and you should be able to read off that address. You can freeze the screen. Always try to watch on full screen. It makes it a lot better for you. That's basically how a planet gets made. Gases in space explode. Radioactive. This is actually put down as a smart-ass link name, but factual. Hubble captures a collision of gases near a dying star. Okay. Dying star, but dying stars explodes the gases near it, and creates a new planet. Theorist, correct. Professional theorist, correct. Pretty much dead on, correct. Because a lot of physicists are paying attention to what Einstein theorized a long time ago and looked at and said, spooky. It's not spooky, it's basically how everything gets recreated. I.e., you have sexual relations with a female, and then she explodes in her belly and you got another kid. So there's Earth. A new planet someday, ladies and gentlemen. And basically, you know, planetoids, and basically we'll get down to what that is. Basically what Rigel, and then you got Rigel A and B, which are closer, and I'll keep going through with pictures here. That's somewhat of an artist rendition there. No advertising, it's just that's stuck on there from going to the page that the guy had it on. Now, if you pay attention to this, I think I got it blown up as much as you can get it. Now, there we go. You'll get an idea of Betelgeuse, which is Betelgeuse, which is Rigel A and B, but basically Betelgeuse, which people pronounce Betelgeuse, which is a bunch of BS, or just trying to do this cinematography for Hollywood and stuff like that to hide. It's right there in front of that sun, not our sun. Okay, and yeah, there is actually a sun that is that huge out there, and that's pretty much its relation. That's a mirrored image of it because that's B there. There are huge suns out there that are huge. Remember I told you, and there is a new object that's 1,000 times bigger than the sun out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's a dwarf, we believe. 747, that number, and also a 727 and stuff. They're used objects, and that's why certain companies have named airplanes that are huge that. And there's some links here that you can pay attention to. And I'm just going to keep scrolling up through this. Basically, those are artist renditions of actual space photos that will get you a little bit more of an actual fact on that as we continue through our photos of telescopes, which basically this is a great one here. Like I say, not wanting to advertise for anybody, okay? I'm just stuck with that because they do that, and I got stuck with you get stuck with on my videos because my this is all Rigel. Now basically those are two other planetoid objects that are up there. As you can see, that's a dying star, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Hubble photo of it. And I think I'll have a shot, I don't have it combined up on here right now, but I'll have a shot of what the Rabbit rover took a ultraviolet, and it's in green shade of the sun, which is a great shot. But basically NASA has done some shots of that like that too. And I'm going to tell you because it's delivered, you know, how it's delivered. And basically you can freeze the screen on all that information most of the time. Get as many of these shots in, and you can always freeze the screen, watch full screen, and then you can read it, and then I can just make these videos real fast. So basically that's a great shot there. So as you see, the sunlight hits that planet. Now that is basically A before B and C. See, B and C are the smaller objects. And B is bigger than Earth, ladies and gentlemen, okay? B is way bigger than Earth. You'll see in a few minutes here that A is barely outside the hot zone. And as this is B, A is closer in and smaller, but it's in the right on the edge of the hot zone. Might possibly be habitable. Now remember, this is an artist rendition, then there's other planets here, other objects. And if you back up the video to the one I was showing you with that and I think I'll have another one here. Now these are pretty much relations with orbits and not actual positions, okay? And this is all the huge star of Rigel, and then A and B, and they're cooled off, and then the other objects that are huge, what everybody always calls a black or brown dwarf. That's not Earth, that's Orion. That's an artist rendition over a satellite shot. Okay, they paint it in of what they actually see, not trying to brainwash people. There's Rigel. One of it, it's like Rigel, that's not really Rigel A or B. That there is like a moon of Rigel. Okay, this is another shot zoomed in on Rigel, and then basically that is probably A right down there. Rigel's pretty much in a position like a little farther out. We hope it's cooler than what? Trying to match it up with our star, the one that we pay attention to the most, the one that we believe is the only one that shines on Earth every day. The factual that Venus is the approximate size on that. Now, as we're looking at Rigel here, okay, and then they have the stars going off in a row, which basically, it's just like looking through a microscope pretty much, because the idea that it's DNA. All those stars are in ropes out there, and basically the Rigel area and everything like that is an intertwine, because we're going to get to where I can go down through Orion and stuff like that here and show you in a little bit. I'm going to back up to that one shot, because factual, Betelgeuse, which is the star, the sun, Antares, and then you got Rigel, but basically you got A and B, which I don't really show you there. I hope I didn't. So I'll cue this back up, and basically you'll get where they got the name pretty much. Well, Beretta is a name, but the idea there's also a planet out that's called Beretta that's in this system. It basically is a huge moonish to Earth type planet, as you can see the colorization and everything like that. And you got the orange, which is the hot zone. So as I go in on this, you should be able to fact see, and as you pay attention to that note that they have there, and I'll bring you down to that, go in as much as I can, and then we're in as much as we can, and there's your note. Now we go over and we'll see this is all the orbits here. It's a dang good map of the orbits, okay, and then we'll go up to the side. See, it's barely on the hot zone, i.e. with what we know, what they're going to start doing, and we're going to, the scientists, an astronaut can get out of a spacecraft like Discovery or any of the spaceships that we put up there, and basically astronaut gets out and does a walk. They can pick up a satellite, ladies and gentlemen. So a tugboat spaceship can go lasso a asteroid, and we actually could probably take that planet and get it right outside the hot zone. Science and physicists know it can be done. Will it be done? Eventually it will be done. This is only 4-point-something light years away, ladies and gentlemen. Remember your distances to Mars. I'll see if I can put that in real fast. Now this whole orbit is 800 light years in width at least, and possibly larger, okay? And you can freeze the screen on that, and I'll just try to blow up a little bit and pop down really fast. Those are the two suns that are in line there. Proxima Centauri HIP, and then basically you got A and B and Alpha Centauri 1. Actual telescope, Scott, that's not the Earth, that is actually Rigel B, okay? And that's just like if you were looking out in space at the sun and Earth, that's that Rigel B's sun right there. These are all telescope shots, just like satellite. Satellite's a telescope. Now remember Orion, the size of that sun, and then that's that hot planet. They will be able to tow that. Human beings will someday tow that planet out of that hot zone. Remember, artists over satellite shots, ladies and gentlemen. Even the moons up there would be habitable. Only 4.7 light years away. Yes, folks, fake see planets, because on the other side of there, there's light hitting it from the suns. Rigel's very real. Remember, folks, Rigel is very real. And remember infinity, because space is infinite. Okay? And remember the name. They put their deviant tree, I think there's whatever. I can't get it in the whole deal. But the fact is, it's satellite shots conglomerated together, and then they put the artistry work to it. That's basically that star up there, and then all of those. Yep. So basically something happened a long time ago, and all these stars that are in a line like DNA, they died out. You see? Just like Earth died out. Satellite telemetry with artistry. Tons of stuff in space, folks, and there's some Hubble stuff. Butterfly galaxies, basically. So basically, stars and planets becoming planets and being born. Stuff going on all the time. Space is infinite. I don't know if this is a telescope from land or factual, if this is from the moon at one of the rovers or something like that. I'm not sure, but those are Rigel out there. Planetoid objects, as you can see. Kids in the space industry, get them in the military. Rigel and a companion star there. Stars, actual suns. Okay, evidence that basically Beano needs to help people communicate. From Earth, more next.